Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Warrior 2. In the last part we continued exploring the world of Torlin, I believe. Getting a couple of the 5 crests in the process, and now we're going to continue on. Now we're actually heading back towards Zahan for one reason only. We needed 2 specific items in order to make a 3rd specific item later on in the game. Certain NPCs mention this, and to get it we need to come back here and travel over these barrier tiles. Which, as you can see, do a lot more damage than they did in the first game. And just so I can help you guys get past this a lot quicker, I've fast-forwarded the entire process of walking through them and healing over and over. And I'm going to be cutting out of the town entirely, so yay. That took about 2 minutes, I'm not gonna lie. And if we search here, we get the magic loom. We're gonna need that to make a certain thing. I should mention, I give all plot-important items to, Peta, just so I can have her pretty much as an item carrier. And we cut out of the town to enter this monolith, which actually teleports us to a very familiar place. I could have shown this off at the beginning of the game. We're back in Meadenhall Castle. There's only really one thing you want to do here, technically 2. And it involves the golden key. Well, actually, no, you need the silver key as well, never mind. Because you want to head down here. There's 5 chests in this next room. Only the ones on the bottom row are useful. The other ones on the top row contain a medical herb and a wing of wyvern, if I recall correctly. The bottom middle, I think, is empty, and this one contains coins, or gold. And whereas this one here on the right, that was a voice crack, contains the token of Erdrick. You might I forget if I showed that off, but someone near someone in Alfgard wants this. So we're gonna need that. And now I need to come up here. I could have shown this off as soon as I got the silver key, but I chose not to. Welcome to Meadenhall's jail. You can talk to that guy there on the right, and he'll give you some basic information. I forget what he says, but we want to come down here. Why is there a priest down here? Anyway, talking to this guy brings us into the first new enemy in the game, an evil clown. Kefka, is that you? Also, that bat symbol on his chest, all the Hargon followers have that. Anyway, evil clowns have around 67 HP. And can drop a wizard's wand, if I recall correctly. However, this one in specific drops a Staff of Thunder. That is a very useful item for the Prince of Cannock that I'll be giving to him later. However, there's a bit of an abuse you can do with it. I do it off-screen, but what you can do is that you can sell it for about 19,500 gold, which is about a third of your max money, keep in mind, because the max is 335 or something like that, I forget. And I want to do that because I want to have a lot of gold. What you have to do after you sell it is go and save, reset the game, and the item along with the evil clown will respawn. If you saved over an Oster fair last, I don't recommend doing this, just so you can have a quick return, but I want to do this because I want money. So, about a half hour later... also, I sold, the main character's, armor, because we're gonna be getting a better piece pretty much right now. So yeah, that's the reason I actually haven't saved any of the more recent towns, is because I could just do a quick return here to Osterfair. Which saves me a lot of time in the long run, actually. But where we want to go here in Osterfair is actually throughout this entire little tunnel. That warp there, by the way, takes you back to that little hermit's kind of shack that was south of Meadenhall, if you remember where that is. It's I think it's where the guy told us about the silver key, if I recall correctly. And in here we get a magic knife that's not really useful at all anymore. Although I think Peta still has one. But what we really came here for is this. The Armor of Gaia. That is really good for the main character. Wow, that's a good defense upgrade. And I need to do more level grinding around here. I want to grind until my main character's around level 20. That's a good place to be around this point. Just showing off the stats. Everyone learned some new spells. Cannock learned Step Guard, which is what you're supposed to use in order to get past those barrier tiles back in Zahan. But I just decided to do it now because I could tank the damage and then just use the int to recover my MP. I forget what everyone else learned. We're all getting close to getting the last spells, because normally a lot of games that I've done of this usually end in the early 20s for the, what's-her-face, Princess of Moonbrook. So we're getting fairly close. Mind you, like in the last game, they're going to be finishing the game at max level, but that's a conversation for later. Anyway, we want to head north now, for an easy landmark to show where we're heading next. And that easy landmark is a monolith here to the northern limits of Alfgard, actually. It should be showing up on screen right about now. You can actually head into that monolith, and you can meet a guy. If you talk to him, he'll tell you how to get into Roan, which is the final area of the game. He'll tell you need an Eye of Malroth. I'm just telling you guys that so you don't have to go in there. Mind you, the Dragon Quest games are all about exploration, I know, but I'm just pretty much trimming the fat and showing you where you need to go. Anyway, where we're heading now is, actually, where am I heading now? Heading back towards Tactical, that's right. If you head into Tactical now and unlock one of the golden doors now that you have the golden key, you'll find a girl who's looking for a specific item. You don't need to give the item to her, but she hints to where it is, and it's here in the Dragon's Horn. The northern tower to be specific, and even more specifically on the 3rd floor of it. What it is essentially yarn. But the item is on the floor here somewhere on the 3rd floor, and it's random where it gets placed. It's usually around the stairs in my experience, as you'll see right here. Dew's yarn, yeah. That randomly spawns on the floor. But it can take you a while to find it. And now that we've done that, we can do some other stuff. Like, first off, I want to actually head over back to Hamlin to... Actually, what do I do in Hamlin? Get a crest, that's right. I also want to show this trip to make note of something, because you might remember back in Dragon Warrior 1, there was a shrine here in the southeastern side of Alfgard, rather, right there, the Shrine of Holy. And we can get something there, but I want to wait until after I do this, for reasons. Mostly just because I kind of routed us all out in my head way before I even recorded it. And there's Hamlin. Anyway, if you play the echoing flute here in Hamlin, you won't get an echo. However, there is a crest here. They're just really jerkish about where the echo is. You have to go down here. Play the echoing flute down here, and... you get the echo. Why they couldn't just have it play also in the town itself, I don't know. I'm just gonna blame the age of the game. It's because as much as I love the NES, it did have its limits. Really, like I mentioned, I know where I'm going just because of a lot of research and notes and such. Though if you're on your first playthrough, I recommend talking to everyone to get as much information as possible. Anyway, time for another new enemy. Oswargs. Oswargs have around 69 HP, hee hee hee, shut up. And can drop a gremlin's tail. They can also cast some good spells against you. But they go down very easily. Also, Numor learned Firebane, which is essentially Infernos, but slightly stronger. Very good to have that. In fact, certain enemies can use that against me and pretty much take out a third of my life. Anyways, now that they're gone, search the northeastern tile in this place to find the water crest. Also, one thing I want to mention, if you pay attention to the crest marks that are on the status screen, you would notice they're actually the exact same symbols for the lottery. Anyway, we're heading over to the Shrine of Holy, but along the way I finally encountered some metal slimes on camera. Metal slimes have around 6 HP and can drop iron helmets. However, well, first off, they can cast Fireball or put you to sleep, I believe. But the big thing with them is that they each give 90 experience points, which even at this game is really good for grinding. In fact, these groups of 8 are what you can actually encounter around Osterfair, which makes it really good for grinding. I think you can get around 1,200 experience, well, actually more accurately, since they run away so often, the max I ever got in those battles was 919 experience, but 919 is still a good amount. Anyway, now we're at the Shrine of Holy. Let's talk to the guy. I think you actually had to give this guy the token of Erdrick in the last game too. Anyway, since we gave him the token of Erdrick, he gave us the helmet of Erdrick, which is really good for the main character. Pretty much any of the of Erdrick items in the game can only be equipped by the main character. Oh, come on, show us that status increase. Wow, that is a good increase indeed. But, yeah, that's pretty much the only reason we came here. Now I'm actually going to head back to the town of Baron, if you remember where that is, or Baron, rather. Pretty much just go north around the entirety of the continent of Alfgard, and once you reach the point where you're north of either north of Leonport or south of where you found the sunken treasures, just head north from there. And now I want to sell my family heirloom of the hero that saved it, and it's only worth 2 pieces of gold. Apparently, my family isn't well respected around here. Time to fix that. Nah. I did do that for a reason, because I want to buy the Dragon Killer Sword, which is a grand upgrade in attack stat. I don't think it does any extra damage against Dragon-type enemies, because I don't recall there being any Dragon-type enemies in the game, but it gives you 50 extra attack power, so that's useful. And besides that, I just came here to use the inn and show you my current experience requirements. I think they're around 9,000 for my main character at this point, which is kind of ridiculous. But, what you gonna do? Mind you, the experience requirements in the Dragon Quest series can pretty much be done in like 2 battles in a Final Fantasy game. Thank you, Square. Mind you, I love Enix all the same, especially for ActRaiser and Illusion of Gaia, which hasn't even started uploading at this point, by the way. Yeah, but with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 7, we'll be continuing to explore the world of Torlin, and seeing if we can find anything new in the process. See you guys then.